Hello guys. Today I'm super exhausted guys. Super exhausted. I've just come from a walk and guys, I exceeded my limits. Usually there is a distance that I take every day and today I felt like I'm more energetic and I wanted to go further and do something from somebody and I exceeded the limit guys. I'm super tired. But guys, I have to do this video. I have to. Why do I have to do this video? Because I don't want to just sit there and not tell you something that is not very, let's just dive into the topic. The topic of today is being brought up without a dad. Is there somebody without a dad? Honestly speaking, there's nobody without a dad. Everyone that was born in this earth has got a dad, because there's no way you would not have a dad. How would you not have a dad? You must have been born by a man. A man must have been part of your biological creation. So everybody has got a dad. But what is this about being brought up without a dad? Hey, why are we discussing this? This is because there are people that have gone through misery in this life. A lot of misery because of having been brought up by single mothers. Though they were brought up, they were born into this earth, having been daughters and sons of a certain man somewhere. And where did this man go? Guys, this is a very obvious situation, and you're just wondering, oh, what is she gonna tell us now that we don't know? Because most children here in their lives today have been brought up without dads, yet they have fathers. What happens then? Um, the story I'm referring to is super sad. It's very sad because this lady was hoping to bring up the child that she was blessed by God. I saw something under there. I have to check. Did I see something under there? Yeah. The subject today, expected to bring up her child uh, with the husband who was supposed to, to marry her. But when you are courting and you get pregnant before the wedding day, you are like, okay, in the course of time, before the pregnancy starts showing, I will obviously will have gotten married with my love, and will have maybe by the time the pregnancy is revealing itself, I will have been married to this man, and the child will come in, find us, me and my hubby together, and that is what this lady was hoping. But guys, it did not happen, because this lady waited for things to work out, but in the 5th month, the man disappeared in the thin air. The man, who was very jovial the minute the lady announced her pregnancy, just changed his mind and disappeared from the life of the lady. So what do you do when you're 5 months pregnant? Already the pregnancy is showing, and you are the mother. As Christians, we don't terminate pregnancies. So she had to carry the pregnancy just like any other person who happens to maybe get pregnant when single. So this thing happened, and this lady just gave birth the normal way after the 9 months. You see, somebody disappears on the 5th month, and that is now, I think, okay, people say the hardest period of pregnancy is between the 1st and the 3rd month. But I also believe that it depends on individuals, because there are those that have very difficult situations between the 5th month to the 9th month, when that pregnancy is just now big. And you'll see somebody walking, holding their back like this, and you'll just tell that this lady is suffering. But anyway, however the case, a pregnancy is not easy. It is not easy to carry. And I hope and I pray to God that every lady who gets pregnant has got a partner by the side, because pregnancy is not a joke. It is not a joke. Carrying pregnancy for 9 months and even delivering is not a joke. Can you also imagine, guys, that day that you're going to deliver, and you knew all along that I had this man in my life, he made me pregnant, and the very first 4 months of your stay, You are hoping that, and you are praying, and you are hoping that the day of delivery you'll be there, the two of you, and expecting your bundle of joy. And then this man just goes missing. And the day of delivery comes and you walk to that clinic alone. Oh my God. You book yourself in. Oh my God. You deliver alone. Oh my God. But you hold your bundle of joy and you say, oh, thank God, because a child is always joy. And you forget that this man ever dumped you. But anyway, it doesn't, you just forget, but it is never erased in your mind, because whenever you look at this child, you'll always remember the father was there and now not there anymore. While still alive, you know very well that he's somewhere very alive, but he has abandoned you people. So this lady delivers the child and stays alone, brings up the child. And now here, today we are discussing this child who was brought up without a dad. Let us discuss this child. Mothers struggle and they bring up their children up to a certain, all the way. It is not to a certain level. They bring up their children all the way. And sometimes in the course of, by the way, I did another video a long time ago, about more than a year ago, about a mother who gets a baby out of wedlock and goes struggling bringing up the child, and in the course of that gets another person who she thinks can assist in the bringing up of the child that she has, and ends up getting a second child. Yes, this has happened to many of us, and we ladies, and struggles with the two children, struggles with the two children, and in the course of her struggle now, finds an angel who says life will be good with me and you and your two children. Come live with me. And she ends up getting herself a third child. All these three children, there's no child that is has the same father with the other one. So, but this is life. So it's life. So many things like this are happening these days, and so many mothers have gone through that. But the particular case that I'm discussing today is this particular child who was brought up without a dad, because it is his confession that we are looking at. This was a male child. This was a male child that this mother got, and struggled after being dumped by the father to bring up the child alone. It was hell. So this lady was working shifts, and at night she could at times go to work. And there are times that she would go in the day and maybe sleep in the house. She's there in the house in the night with the child. But it happened that one time she was called for a night shift when she had not expected. And you know, a job was very important for this lady so that she can feed for her child. And on being called for a night shift, she had to go to work. And it happened that she had not organized care for this baby of hers. And this child is no longer a small baby. This is a child now who is 4 years old and is walking around in the house, and you know how children are when they are 4 years old. In fact, they're in the kindergarten. So this lady was called in the night to go to the night shift, and what she did is she said, okay, this job is very, very important and I must go. So what happens is that I'm leaving at 9. So I will feed my child, and this is very sad. I don't advise anybody to ever try what I'm gonna say here. What I'm gonna say here, don't you ever try it at home. So she decided, I'll make sure that my son sleeps in good time, so that I go and work, and by 6 in the morning, when this child wakes up, because the lady knows how the child sleeps, I'll have come back in the morning. So she organized that the child eats in good time and sleeps. So what will make this child who is used to sleeping at 11, what will make this child sleep at 8? You know what this lady did? I don't want to mention, oh my God. She made sure that a pill would work. And this pill, most people know what pill this is that makes you sleep. And she had to give this child this pill. And the child fell asleep after having eaten and slept. And the lady just went to work. But what happens, and why I'm telling this story, is because though she was hoping to come back in the morning and find the child still sleeping at 6 in the morning, and you hear this lady did not have any bad intentions at all. There are many people who do what I'm saying, and they go out there doing bad things in the night. But this lady was just going to work. But let me tell you, the child did not sleep throughout the night. You know how it is. Somebody will wake up in the night maybe to go to the bathroom. So this child, for the first time in his life, wakes up and finds that mommy is not on her bed. And this is 3 in the morning. The child wanted to go and relieve himself, only to find that mommy is not in her bed. And because they were sharing a bedroom, you know, this is a 4-year-old kid. The child starts crying, calling mommy at 3 in the morning. The child really was so scared. Where did mommy go? Did mommy go to heaven? Because children, when we tell them that, you know, when they keep asking, where is my daddy? Some of us parents, we'll always cheat the kids, our children, that, oh, daddy went to heaven. Because sometimes we are very annoyed with these daddies. And we say, oh, forget about daddy. Daddy went to heaven. So now this kid believes that when daddy goes to heaven, they go physically. So they are never there. So when the child woke up in the night and found the mother not there, the child started crying and saying, oh, mommy, did you go to heaven? Did you go to heaven? Did you go to heaven? Oh my God, it was bad because the neighbors heard the cry for many hours because the child was really crying. And they came knocking. You know the door is locked from the inside. And they could, from the outside. And they could not access the child. But they could speak to the child through the window and say, what is the problem? Mommy is not there. I think mommy went to heaven. Oh my God. It was very bad. It was very, very bad. The neighbors did not sleep. The child never stopped crying. And they had to kind of calm the baby through the window to wait for mommy because mommy is coming in the morning. And what a bad thing it was. Because it had to be until morning because that door could not be unlocked. So the mother comes in at 6 and finds neighbors outside the window trying to speak to the child. And it was such a bad thing, oh my God. It was such a bad thing to come from wherever you are coming from and you find people outside your door. They have no access to your house, your child is crying inside. And at least she had to learn a lesson and said, I would rather lose that job than do this to my child. But this did not end here. And that's why I'm saying this video is about being brought up by a single mom without a dad. Because this lady had to fed for the child. And as much as she was very sorry about the incident, she had to do it again. She had to do it again. And she had to coach her child now. If you ever wake up and find mommy is not here, don't cry. I'll be at work, but I'll come at 6. And as the child was growing, he understood that sometimes mom goes to work. So at most of the times the child would wake up and find the mommy is not there. But it was not about the pill. This time she stopped giving the child the pill. But he would be calm until mommy comes in the morning. But guys, I want to tell you this, that bringing up a child alone when you are single and maybe working night shifts is not easy because this child can even a fire can erupt somewhere. This child can just drop a candle or something and the house catches fire. What is this that you would say you are going out there to look for? I know that there are many people that are struggling to survive. And I know in this life there are many struggles. But in this case, this child narrated so many incidences when he suffered. You know, now this is a young man who was narrating to us how he suffered. And I wish it was possible to bring this young man here so that he can talk directly. He suffered torture, mental torture, and anguish, having woken up at night and not finding mommy there. And sometimes even power, he said that there was a time he woke up and there was no electricity. And because, you know, he's just a child. So went to the switch and was trying to switch on and the power was not coming on. And now, you know, it is in the dark and he wanted to go to the bathroom. So this kid doesn't know where to start. Walks in the night and drops a table. And the table drops, drops a stool and a glass falls from somewhere. And everything was in a mess and the child was so scared, screaming and crying in the night. And I'm telling you, it came a time when neighbors came saying, now you have to decide because we also need to be sleeping. We are the neighbors, yes, but we need our sleep. Your situation is disrupting our sleep. And because you are our neighbor, you either stay up or leave. So this child was narrating how frustrating it was to be brought up by a single mother. And I decided to discuss this video and tell you guys that whatever you may be going through, get to know that there are people who have gone through worse situations there before. Because this man is a young man now today, but he still has never forgotten what he went through, having been a son of a single mother. And it was horrible, it was terrifying, and it is still very, very sad to hear that even neighbors could come and join hands and try to kick the mother out of the estate they were living in because they said the child was disrupting their sleep in the night. So guys, don't give your children a pill. That is one thing I want to tell you in this video, so that your child can sleep. Don't you ever do that. That is, you had better just start coaching your child in good time, or leave your child with a neighbor. At least these neighbors that were complaining would have assisted this lady to at least house the child in the night for the week that mother was working in the night shift. Instead of now locking your child inside a house alone. Do not also ever lock your child inside the house alone in the night because you are a single mother. Don't you ever do that. And again, the last thing, it is always good to talk to your child as little as they are. They may be as little as 4 years, as young as 4 years, but you can still talk to your children so that they grow knowing this is what mommy does, this is what mommy does, this is what happens. But still, there's no way you can leave a 4-year-old child in the house at night alone. Don't you ever try that. I would rather you try and do whatever you can so that you save the life of your child by not working at night and leaving them alone. You can talk to your employer or try to do what you can, but a child should not be left alone in the night. Life can really be, life no balance. Life no balance. That surely a mother can leave a child who is 4 years old and go out there and work. Life no balance. Oh my God. I wish this to no mother. I wish no mother will ever go through this, wondering where they're going to leave their children at night, or their single child at night to go and work. I wish this never happens to any mother because it is very sad. So guys, this was not a story that is just a story. It happened. It's a true story. I would want to bring the people here that are involved to talk, to interview them, but it was impossible. Nobody wants to show their face when it comes to such sad and such sad stories. So I decided to discuss it to advise the one mother out there who is suffering, bringing up a child alone, to advise them that there are some things that you can risk doing and there are some things that you can opt not to do, even if it would cost you your job. So guys, subscribe to this channel and make a sweet comment. Let's deliberate on this. Tell me. Let us see what advice you would give to a mother that maybe is going through such a situation. And also, what advice would you give to the young man who was brought up in such a situation and is narrating horrifying situations, that he woke up one night and found mommy is not there in the dark and there was no power and everything was falling and she was walking and the child was so scared. Oh my God. Guys, let's discuss this further in the comment section. Please subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.